The minute the narcissist knew you knew. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, this is a pivotal part on your journey. It's when you figured out who they were, and at the same time, they figured out that you figured out that. Now, did that happen simultaneously? Of course not. But what happened is over time, you were being peppered with abuse, and over time, you became a shell of yourself. And again, over time, you couldn't figure out why you were giving and giving and giving, and that person was taking and taking and taking, but they weren't doing their part. They weren't keeping their word. They weren't committed. They were unavailable, and they were peppering you more and more. You couldn't figure it out. Eventually, something broke. Something snapped and something gave. And that's when you figured out what narcissism was. Most likely, you were getting close to figuring out what narcissism was or who the person was when you were in the relationship. You're probably getting close because you were getting burnt out and your supply or your energy was going down the drain. But you couldn't quite put your finger on it because, again, the narcissist wouldn't let you come up for air and catch your breath. So they also were watching you and testing the temperature of you. But again, you probably figured it out after the relationship ended. And that's when most of us figure it out, when it's too late. Truth of the matter is, anyone who figures it out is ahead of almost everyone on the planet. Meaning this, if you're one of the people who has figured out what narcissism is, and you are because you're here in the community and you're continuing to keep your cup full and come back and watch videos and pay it forward, you're ahead of most people. Most people right now on the planet are either trapped in narcissistic relationships, they are in the everyday fog, which I can explain, or they don't know what's going on. They have no idea. You're none of those people. You're a person full of resilience, full of commitment, full of fortitude, and of course, full of strength. And you know this by now, you possess the beautiful, bright, shining light. That's what I have in me. That's what you have in me. And no, I'm not a narcissist for saying that. I'm speaking the truth. This is what the narcissist doesn't ever want to get out. The truth. Truth of the matter is, you're the polar opposite of the narcissist. The narcissist is a predator. They're riddled with anxiety. They're hollow. They're shallow. They're cowards. They're bullies. And they only deteriorate over time. But what they want to do is take people down with them. They don't want to take one for the team. They want the team to take multiple shots for them. Think about what I just shared. Almost incredible, those words, aren't they? Well, they are, because the energy flows through me. I'm sharing with you a dose of reality, which is when the narcissist realized that you knew, that's when everything changed like that. That's when they knew that you were going to begin to pull back, or that's when they knew that you weren't going to give as much as you used to give because, well, there are multiple reasons there. One, because you couldn't, because most of it was taken from you. But two, you figured out, or you were getting close to figuring out, that this person actually doesn't care about you. Forget the love, forget the commitment and all that. Let's just, for this part of the video, let's just drill down into caring for another human being. Put narcissism on the side, put empathy on the side, put everything. Does the narcissist care about you? No, they don't. Do they care about their own kids? Of course they don't. Do they care about anything other than themselves? No, they don't. This is the core of humanity. The core, the crux, the basic rule of humanity is to care for your fellow human being and to do the best you can to help them out, because you may hit hard times too, and you may need someone to be there for you. Well, the narcissist only wants people to be there for them, but not in times of need, 24 hours, 7 days a week, with no days off. Your life was put on hold. Your life was put on pause. Your life was frozen. You were in a zombie-like, trance-like state, which is what is known as the narcissistic fog. You possibly were even in the trauma bond. You certainly were in the devaluation stage. Any way you look at it, you were being inundated with abuse or toxicity. You were being manipulated. Think about this. Did you get sleep when you were with a narcissist? No, you didn't. Did you exercise nearly as much as you should have? Of course not. Were you eating healthy? I'm almost certain you weren't. What were you doing? You were on an invisible leash, if you will, doing whatever the narcissist wanted you to do whenever they wanted you to do it 24/7. If you did it, they would give you more jobs or tasks to accomplish. If you didn't, they would still punish you for not doing it. So you can't win any way you cut it when you're connected with the narcissist, which is why in virtually every video I've ever created, I suggest, and I'll do it right now, go no contact, block that person, delete them, remove them, and remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them. It will really, really benefit you. Now, that's a very big step to undertake or to take. I did it, and I've helped so many people do the exact same thing. If you've done it, drop comments below, pay it forward. If you haven't done it, I'm suggesting for you to ask yourself a question. Why haven't you done it yet? If you have the ability to do it, what are you holding on to? Because you're holding on to something. And how I know that is I was holding on to something too. You see, all of us who have been abused, trapped, manipulated, and drowning in the narcissistic abusive cycle, we're holding on to something at the very end of it. Every one of us. And if someone ever tells you, no, I wasn't holding on to anything, I figured it out and I was fine, that's not true. They're not telling you the truth. Don't even give them oxygen because they are trying to steal your energy. Truth of the matter is, this is the relationship that you need to heal from. This isn't your average everyday run-of-the-mill relationship where somebody stole a couple $1,000s from you and isn't paying it back, or somebody you found out that your best friend was making out with your boyfriend or girlfriend and that was it. No, it's not like that. We're talking about deception. We're talking about betrayal. We are talking about destruction. We're talking about narcissism. This is nothing to take lightly. It is extremely serious. And that, again, is why I create videos every day, to pay it forward, to help you out, to give you answers to questions that you may have and others that you may not have even considered yet. You see, I was trapped in the cycle just like you were. I'm out, I've healed, and I'm paying it forward. And that's what I've done for almost 6 years, and that's what I'll continue to do for another 55, 56 years. But the minute you figured it out, that's probably when, if you were similar to me, you probably dropped to the ground, your knees buckled, and you were wailing uncontrollably, the carnal screams, if you will. You couldn't believe that this person was who you just learned that they are. That's a very daunting pill to swallow. It's a very challenging and difficult pill for your average human being to swallow. And I was no different. But over time, as you process things and digest them and wrap your head around all these things you weren't taught when you were younger, then you realize, yeah, it's not one size fits all. Yeah, everyone isn't built the same way. Yeah, there are apex predators out there that walk like me, talk like me, and will do anything they can to get a piece of me. And the last thing you want is to be in a relationship or in an energy field trapped or connected with the narcissist. You didn't know any of those things back then. But as you figured it out, the narcissist was watching you. Now remember, the narcissist was stealing your energy and everything from you throughout that body of that relationship. But when something changed or something shifted on your behalf, not theirs, yours, they were paying attention to you. You didn't know that. You didn't know that they were watching you. You didn't know they were observing you. You had no idea. You thought it was your little secret that they would never figure out. Well, that's not what happens. What happens is the narcissist is always, and I mean always, monitoring people. People that they're grooming, people they want to groom, people that they trapped, people they discarded, and people that they're currently milking the life force out of. You were one of those people. Probably at any one time you were all those people at different periods of your life, just like I was. But what you need to understand is the narcissist is not going to change. And when they know that someone's catching on, what they do is they switch gears rather quickly. What they will do many times is call you the narcissist. Well, that's what you are. You're the narcissist. Well, we don't play that game. That's not even worth your time. Number two, and by the way, you should not call out the narcissist. Don't expose them. Don't take out 3-page ads in the biggest newspaper or post all over social. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to have a small footprint. You want to heal properly. Control what you can control and focus on yourself. But when you figured it out and they knew, the narcissist knew that you had figured it out, that's when they began to pull back more. And you may have experienced a mini love bomb in there, possibly. I doubt it, but maybe. You also may have had the abuse ramped up, probably, most likely. Or maybe they disappeared for a little bit of time. Now, I'll focus on the third part for a quick moment. Let's say that you figured out what narcissism is. This is when you were still trapped in the cycle or the relationship, and they now knew that you knew. And let's say they disappeared for a few days. Why do you think they would disappear for a few days? You would think that they'd want to sit down and talk with you and say, hey, I'm not the narcissist. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm a good person. Let's go away on a beach weekend, just the two of us, that kind of thing, right? Well, no, that's not what they do. What they do, or when they were gone, this is an example. Why do you think they were gone away from you for, let's say, 3-day weekend when you had figured it out? Ding, 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 you got it. See, you guys are getting really smart, and I'm proud of you. Big hug in the middle of the video for you, big hug. It's because they now were grooming or connecting with another supply source, whether it was a recycled one or a current one, or somebody that they wanted to be around to plot, to plan, to maneuver, to scheme, and to try to figure out what the next step was. This is exactly what they were doing. If you think they were doing something else, I don't believe you're right. Now, you may say, well, wait, hey, you don't even know the person I'm considering. Why would you know that? Well, I don't know the person you're considering, and I don't want to know them. I do know the patterns, though. And once you see the patterns, they go in a little loop. They go in a little circle, just like this. And this is where the narcissist is trapped. This is where the narcissist is stuck. And this is where the narcissist will never, and I repeat, never be able to escape. So knowing the cycle, which is euphoric stage love bomb, devaluation stage, discard, hoover, that's what the cycle is. There's only 4 parts. Other people can claim there's 3, 5, or 15. My thesis is there are 4 parts. The love bomb, the devaluation, the discard, sorry about that, the discard or the ending, and a hoover. Essentially, there are 3 parts, but if you get a hoover, it's a 4th part. That's what it is. Anyone else can say whatever they want to. My thesis stands. Now, why I'm saying that is because when you figure out where they are, they weren't with you, or using the example, they weren't in the love bomb, they weren't in the devaluation. Ooh, they figured out that you knew who they were. So what do they have to do? They have to end that relationship whenever they're prepared to, and they have to do it quicker than they were prepared to because they thought they were going to milk you for another couple of years. Yes, I spoke fast. I'll slow down. Point being is now they were figuring out what the next step would be. So whenever they came back, let's say after that 2 or 3 day, whatever they were doing, either A, they had the new supply source lined up, B, groomed a little bit more, C, they were doing something else, trying to figure out what the next step was, but D, no matter how you cut it, they knew what they were going to do next. You did not know what they were going to do. You thought you could teach them, talk to them, explain to them, communicate with them, and that they would fess up and say, yeah, that's me, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Well, they're never gonna do that, but you didn't know it back then. So once they knew that you knew, their goal was this: to end that relationship, twist the knife in you as deep as they could, leapfrog from the relationship with you to another person, and make sure that you paid a price for the rest of your life for figuring out who they are. Now you may say, well, that's not really the case. It's exactly the case. Remember, the narcissistic abusive cycle, it's a cycle, involves the narcissist. You were one cog in the wheel, and the patterns keep repeating over and over and over again, and they will continue to repeat until you cut the cable, cut the ties with this person or these people. So that's why I'm sharing with you, once they know, or the minute that they know or knew that you knew what was going on, or the minute that they knew that you knew, that's when everything changed. One more thing, I'm going to share this with you. This is a thought experiment that you should do for a quick moment. Just go back in time for a quick minute. Just for a quick minute. Remember when you first met this person, the toxic person. What were they doing? They were probably love bombing you. Remember, think about something I'm going to share with you. This is going to all connect. Again, all my videos have a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is going to connect everything for you, then I'll close the video. In the beginning, when you met that person, you were being groomed. You were being love bombed. When you were being love bombed, eventually what happened? The narcissist realized at one point, when you fell in love with them, or you loved them, or went into business with them, or became their roommate, whatever you did, whenever that pivotal period of time was, that's when they knew that they had set the hook into you. They set the hook, like fishing. Ooh, got one. That's what they did with you. Once they knew that, then they could pull back and start working on other supply sources behind your back, because they knew that you were now lathered up and you were caught up in the narcissistic experience. They knew this. You didn't. Pause. At the end of the relationship, they knew that you knew. You didn't. That's why the discard takes place. That's how it takes place. There are so many hundreds of thousands of other examples why the discard takes place, but I'm giving you one in a nutshell. When you figure it out, or you put up a boundary, or you say no, the strongest word in the English language. Remember, when you say no to someone or something, you say yes to yourself. When you do one of those things, the discard, the ending is just around the corner. That's why the narcissist always has one foot in the relationship and one foot out. And that's why the narcissist was never loyal to you, committed to you. And that's why this was the betrayal of a lifetime. The minute they knew that you knew, they were out the door as soon as they could have been. And that's what happened with me. And that's what happened with you, I can almost assure you. Now, did you figure out narcissism when the discard took place? No, but you probably put up a boundary. You probably said no, or you probably did something, and then boom, there's your discard. Anyway, you cut it. The narcissist is nothing but a sinking ship and a ticking time bomb. Stay away from these people at all costs. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. A few quick things. One, understand something. When the narcissist realized that you knew, that was a game changer for them. Of course, for you. You're the person I care about. But when they knew that, they now knew that you were getting really close, or you had figured it out, so they had to change their game plan. That is what a toxic person does. Second thing is that you need to realize the narcissist does not care about any person on this whole planet other than themselves. You may say no, they do. They love their daughter. They love their son. They love their mom. They love their dad. They love whomever. Sure they do. But do you think any of those people experienced toxicity? They all did. Do you think any of those people were abused? They all were. Do you think any of those people ever figured out what narcissism is? That part I can't tell you, but what I can tell you is many times, and I hope you stayed with this video till the very end, because here's a nugget of wisdom for you. Many times the family, the immediate family of the narcissist, they know exactly who the narcissist is. And in this day and age, in the year we're in, they actually know the word now too. When I first created my video years ago, or my first video, March 31st, 2021, I couldn't say that because I knew the immediate family was aware of certain things, but the word narcissist, no, I don't think so. But now here we are, 5+ years later, you're damn straight. More and more people now know what narcissism is. The word's being overused. And I'm going to tell you firsthand experience, the immediate family of the narcissist knows they are a narcissist. Maybe even worse. At the very least, the immediate family knows that that person you're considering breaks relationships, ruins people's lives, steals people's money, and hopes that people off themselves. I was one of those people, but I made it. That's why I'm here, and that's why I create videos every single day, so you understand this is your life. Take it very seriously. Close the chapter of the book on these people as soon as you possibly can. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye. Big virtual heart and hug. I want to say one thing with you all in the community. I love you all. I am fortunate and grateful and blessed to be a part of the community, and you have no idea what you all do with me and for me. I love you all more than I can ever express. Recently, it's come to my attention through comments and through one-on-one sessions and otherwise emails that you all like the endings of the videos a little bit more now than perhaps you did in the past. Thank you all. Continue to give me feedback. Continue to tell me what you are interested in or perhaps not interested in. I am here to serve you. I am here to make your life crystal clear, and I am here to give you answers to questions that I do have. And I have an awful lot for you, believe me. I have an awful lot of wisdom for you. But just let me know. I want to share this with you. You are part of the community. You are part of me. I am part of you. We are connected. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.